I'm sharing my screen so that you can go through the orchestrator demo. So this is a around 30 minutes video. You can note down the points. So guys, let me give you an overview about this video. So this video will tell you about how you can configure the orchestrator for connecting new machines, for creating new robots, and deploying those new robots for different machines you have connected. Along with that, he'll also demonstrate that how you can use your cell phone or mobile phone for executing or for running your executing your workflows which you have created on any of the machine and which are published on it. And also it will tell you how you can publish your workflows when you have created a workflow on any studio. All right. So all these things will be explained here. If you want, you can note down. I'm playing this video.
which allows us to deploy, trigger, monitor, measure, track, and keep track of each and every robot which we deploy. How we can create and then okay. So this is all about UiPath Orchestrator. Now, in today's session, the first thing which we are going to see is connect a machine, local machine, with UiPath Orchestrator to web component. And then we are going to execute this bot, which the workflow which I have created Shripad in my laptop. I'm going to execute it on the client's machine.
So here, I believe you're going to take us from the scratches because participants in this web series or webinar that we're doing are from college also. So if we're taking a leap to give the community back, let's start from scratch on how would you like to configure your own machine as well as another machine where you want to run the bot. So maybe you could start off from the scratch on how you would log in and how you would take it ahead. Yeah.
Yes, Shripad, definitely. So I will start from scratch. Allow me to stop my presentation and allow me to navigate you through process step by step how you can create the established connection between orchestrator and the local machine. For this connection, let me first of all log into my orchestrator platform. So for this demonstration, I'm going to utilize UiPath Community Edition, and the orchestrator URL for Community Edition is platform.uipath.com. Now, once I navigate to this web portal, considering that you have already logged in with UiPath single sign-on and you have already downloaded Studio, you should have credentials to log in with the UiPath portal. The same credentials are going to work on the platform.uipath.com, and as I am logged in with one of my Google credentials, I am going to use that. So I will log in. As you can see on my screen, once I am logged in, I am able to see the dashboard, which is the resource center. Now, at the same dashboard, you can get your orchestrator on home screen, which I have just clicked on. As you can see, navigate to your orchestrator.
Okay. That's beautiful. Uh, I hope everybody is on the same screen or would like to be on the same screen post this particular webinar. But I see a lot of options or commands on to the left of the screen. Uh, which are the ones that we're going to look into today, Discuss?
Yes. So for this demonstration part, I'm going to utilize only two options from the management section, which is robot and machine. As you can see, as soon as I have clicked on robots, you can see there is already one robot which is connected. This robot is connected to my laptop. And in order to publish publish a workflow from Studio, I have to be connected to my orchestrator. And to connect with the Studio type of robot, you can follow the same process which we are going to follow right now. Now,
Okay.
in this demonstration, Sripad, what if I utilize the unattended robot to execute my workflow on your machine?
Are you kidding me? You want to launch a bot from your orchestrator on my system, and then and you think it's going to happen so soon? Is because I have worked with a couple of tools, and yes, you need to go through multiple access levels, and you need to work out on multiple changes. So I'll be amazed to see that if you can you can show it to us there.
Yes, definitely. So today I'm going to deploy a workflow from my orchestrator in your machine. And in that, as you see, all the access levels and all the API configurations which we need, that is also there in UiPath Orchestrator. But it is going to be very easy process, as you can see, when I take you through all the steps. So the
Okay.
which I want to do is I need machine name and domain name of your system. So in order to do that and to show everyone, we have to get connected to your laptop.
Okay. So if you want to do that, then I think the most feasible option would be to have AnyDesk installed on my system. Let me just check. I think it's already available, and you can take access of my AnyDesk.
So
Number is 827-765.
I connect. So but please mute any desk so that it will not create echo.
Okay, as you say. There you go. Do you see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Does your laptop wallpaper say feed yourself with success?
Yep, that's my desktop. Yeah.
Okay. So now, in order to get started with demonstration, the first thing I want you to do is start your UiPath systems, which comes with Studio installation.
So there is an assumption and a consideration over here that even I need to have UiPath community version installed at my laptop. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So in order to connect with client machine at least should have UiPath robot or UiPath assistant, you can say, to be installed on the machine.
Okay. So I will launch UiPath Assistant. There you go.
Now, what I need is I need machine name. So can you navigate to the settings of Orchestrator?
Okay. I go to orchestrate the settings, desktop hyphen create 𝐅𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐻. R as in Romeo, G as in goat, P as in Peter, K as in King, H as in Henry.
Perfect. As I have access to your laptop, I can directly copy this. So I'm going to copy the machine name.
Okay.
And now, as you can see, I will navigate back to my Orchestrator. I will navigate to machines panel under management in Orchestrator.
Okay.
And to do this, I'm simply going to create a standard machine. Now, why a standard machine? So there are two types of machines here: a template machine and a standard machine. So standard machine is something which always stays same, and the machine name does not change every time you start your laptop, your machine. And a machine template is something which is a virtual machine or a VM machine, where it changes the machine name every time you log in. So for this demonstration, in order to connect with your laptop, I'm going to create a standard machine.
Okay. So if I was on a VM, you would do a template, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will just click on the standard machine, I'll enter the name of your machine, and that's it. That's it, provision. So once I provision, as everyone can see, on my machine panel, your machine name is added. Now, next step, after creating a machine name, is going to be creating a robot. Now, I already have a studio robot connected with my machine. Now, I am going to need one more machine. Sorry, one more robot. This time, in order to create a robot, Shripad, as we have created a standard machine, we are going to create a standard robot. As you can see, there are two types of robots, floating robot and a standard robot. So floating robot is something which works on a machine template.
Hello, Mr. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. So now I'm going to select. So as you can see, I have navigated to the robots panel. I'll click on plus, standard machine, standard robot, and I will select the machine name of Shripad. This time I'm going to give this robot name as Shripad, description, and the type I'm going to select unattended. Now in Orchestrator for community edition, we have only one unattended license and two studio type licenses. So I'm going to utilize one of my unattended licenses right now to get connected with your machine.
Okay.
Okay. Now Before I proceed with completion of the robot, I'm going to need domain name of your machine. So could you please provide me domain?
Okay, let's do that. In order to get the domain name, I think the best practice is to go to command prompt, type in who am I, okay, and that's the moment you type in that, you get your domain name. Desktop hyphen create 𝐅𝐺PKH/del. I think you have access, so you can just copy it.
So I have access. I just copy it from the command prompt. Thank you so much for this information, Super. Now I'm going to navigate back to my orchestrator. I'm going to enter your domain name. Now, in order to execute unattended robot, we need password of the machine also. So, do you have your laptop password protected?
No, it's not, but you can give it a try.
Perfect. As password is not a field, it's not a mandatory field. So, we are just going to keep it blank and we are going to click on create. Now, once I create this robot, as you can see, the robot is created on my orchestrator. However, it is as of now disconnected. In order to enable this robot, what I have to do is I have to create an environment. Now,
Why do you need to select or go to environment? What is this going to do?
exactly. So environment is something which differentiates these robots and machines. Now, to give an example of that, let me just show you a simple example. Now, what happens? First of all, as we log into Orchestrator, what we have is we have robots. So let's say this is my robot 1, and this is my robot 2. And this robot is connected to my machine, which is M1, and this is machine 2. And environment is something which allows a cluster to be created to contain these robots in one particular environment. Now, to give an example of that, let's consider this is in a development life cycle. Let's consider this is a dev environment. So the machines which are allocated to developers, I'm going to create 2 robots for developer machines, and I'm going to rename an environment with the development environment. And again, I'm going to create one more environment, which is going to be my testing environment. And similarly, I'm going to create one more environment, which is going to be my production environment. And when I'm going to create a process, and when I start this process from Orchestrator, I just have to select environment. I don't have to select robot or I don't have to select machine. I just have to select environment, and automatically this process will execute on all the robots, the machines which are there inside the environment.
Okay, that really sounds cool. Is because if I have created a bot and I want to test it in a prod environment, but before going into run into a prod environment, I would like to test it into dev or the testing environment. I just need to go into the environment and try running in them rather than going into these a problem of configuring it and then running into a separate environment.
Yes.
Okay. Does also, just a question, does it help if I want to run bots specific to a particular domain? For example, I just want to run bots which are for finance domain. So can I create an environment just for finance and dedicate these bots only for finance? Is that possible?
Yes. What you can do is you can dedicate machines for this particular environment. You can bots for those machines and create an environment which consists of all those robots which are dedicated to this particular.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead.
Yes. So as we saw this diagram, similarly, I'm going to create an environment and I'm going to rename this environment as Shripal's laptop. And I'm going to give a description as so description is not a mandatory field. Still, I'm going to give it as a reference and I'm going to create it. So once I create an environment, I can see both robots. Now, similarly, if you have created multiple robots, you can classify and you can select only those which you want to particularly select for this environment. So for this environment, I'm going to select a robot which we have just created as Shripal, and I'm going to update it. Now, once I have created this environment, now I have created all the processes. I have created a machine, then a robot, and then an Now, only step which is remaining is to add all these details and establish a connection with your laptop so that we get our robot connected and licensed.
Okay.
So, in order to do that, as I can see on your screen, we already have machine name which is by default entered. We have to enter orchestrator URL and machine key. So, orchestrator URL is going to be my orchestrator URL of web. So, as you can see, you have to copy only from this name. You don't have to copy entire orchestrator. You will copy this in your laptop. So we have already copied orchestrator URL. Now, the third component which we need is a machine key. A machine key is something which establishes API connection between your laptop and my orchestrator.
Okay. So this is the key, huh?
Yes, this is the key. And as I navigate to machines, so as you can see, Shripad, this is your machine name. And over on the machine, I can see there's a copy button. So I'm just going to click on that. I'm going to copy this machine key in your assistant. And let's connect. So I'll hit connect button. And as you can see, connected my system.
Wow. That's over the internet.
Yes. And that too, both are using only community edition.
Okay. That's wonderful. So I think one surprise done. What's next? Are you going to run a bot on my client machine now?
Yes, and now before I go forward with that, you don't have to keep your UiPath robot assistant on, so you can just close it.
Okay.
So even if once your connection is established, it is already connected. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to my UiPath Studio. I have already created a sample demonstration workflow, which is a simple workflow. Now you will see it running on your machine what it exactly does. So to do that, first thing we have to do is we have to publish this workflow. So once
Why do we? Okay, just a question. Why do we need to publish this workflow?
so publish will create a package of this workflow, which will convert this workflow from XML file to .NUPKG file. Now this nugget package file is going to be a package which is going to execute on your machine and which a robot component understands.
Okay. So unless and until it is not the NuGet package, it won't work on Orchestrator.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are various ways of uploading this particular package on Orchestrator. You can manually add it, upload it by selecting from the local machine folder, or else you can simply navigate to UiPath Studio, just like I did, and you can click on the publish button. So once you publish button, before you publish it, make sure there are no errors. If there are any errors in the workflow, it will not get published. Now once it is published, I click on OK, and I'm going to navigate to my orchestrator, and let's navigate to the packages this time. As you can, I have published a notepad automation, and it has created a package on my orchestrator.
Okay.
We are not ready with process. So in order to create a process, we are going to navigate to the process tab in the automation, and we are going to click on add button. Once I click on add button, you can see the package name. I have selected a package which is notepad automation, and I'm going to give it as a name. So this is going to be Shripad. And now there are two versions of this package. As you can see, I can select either version which I want to execute. So I'm going to select the latest version. And the environment is something, as I have already explained you about environment, I'm going to select your environment, which automatically connects with your program.
Okay.
Comment. And the job priority, as of now, I'm going to keep it normal. This is helpful only when in a scenario when you have multiple jobs scheduled and when you want to prioritize the job over another job which is of normal priority. So you can just define priority. As of now, we are just going to keep it normal. And we are going to click on create.
Okay.
Now the process is created. Now the next part where we are going to do is I'm going to start a job. And once I start a job, it is going to reflect in the job panel. Right? And then it will put on your machine. So are you ready, Shipper?
Okay. Let's see.
I'm going to click on start. I'm going to select process. to select a robot, just Shripad. And then I'm going to just click on start from the jobs panel. And as you can see, I have navigated to many desks.
Oh, what if I told you I'm a bot and I have eyes on you? Okay, crazy. Wow,
Wonderful.
this is really wonderful. And I think you just showed one normal workflow. But yes, tomorrow if I want to run multiple bots, which could be used for scraping, which could be used for invoice processing, or which could be used for updation of SAP. I think this particular feature can be used in case if you want to go ahead and run it inside the community itself or something of that sort, wherein you can do a test run or maybe a simulate environment sort of thing. Yeah, looks wonderful. Uh, this is good, Nisarg. Thank you so much. But this is just like a browser thing. I'm more inquisitive now. Do you have something wherein I can also do it over the mobile? It's because uh, I've seen a couple of RPA partners now also providing an environment wherein I can go ahead and access my bots or orchestrate them through uh, a sort of a mobile application. So do we see something around that? Or can you showcase us something on that?
So what if I tell you, Shripad, that I
Uh-huh.
can trigger the same job which I have just triggered on your laptop? Okay, so
Mhm.
what we are doing today is we are going to close this topic, which is already. And what if I trigger this job again, which is displayed as successful, this time from my mobile device?
And can we see a mobile device? Is because
Yeah,
we need to see the truth.
I can quickly arrange that. So I'm just going to stop sharing my laptop. Let me know once you're able to see my mobile screen.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bike, man.
Thanks, that's my bike.
Okay.
So as you can see, I have quite a few applications.
I hope there are no popping chats
Yeah,
and no bank credentials.
yeah.
I see Google Pay. Maybe you can transfer from at my end.
It's good that you don't have access to my mobile.
Okay, cool.
So as you can see, there's a UiPath Orchestrator application available on my mobile. Now this application is available on Android also and iOS also, App Store. So I'm going to click on this application.
Is this going to be a replica of what we just saw right now?
Exactly. So this application is already logged in with the credentials which I have utilized for my orchestrator web view, and the same orchestrator I have logged in with here. So you can go to dashboard, you can just click on robots, you can see your robot's name.
Oh, so it is synced up right away, and I can see my client machine as a bot at your end. Okay, that's
You
wonderful.
can have to download something or you can have to update application. It simply thinks very fast. Now the similar job which we have here is I'm going to do from this UiPath robot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going on a jobs panel. The jobs panel, I'm going to click on this run icon, select the process, and also I'm going to select a robot. And once you see, I'm going to click on next. Now, this time we wouldn't be able to see your screen as I'm sharing my mobile screen. So please confirm, Shripad, whether you are able to, whether the bot executes on your. I'm going to start a job, and yes,
Okay, it says, what if I told you I'm a bot and I have eyes on you? Let's see if it shows us the logs in Orchestrator that the bot was run at around 5:28 p.m.
yes. So this time, Shripad, this it not only executes a bot, it also shows you all the details of the bot. So once you just have to click on a process, you can see all the details that which environment it executed, which bot it run the information and the time and end time of the bot it took. And also,
Okay,
if consider you are executing this process on your laptop or desktop, which is sitting in your office, and you are handling, and you just are connected with your orchestrator on your mobile device, then you can simply see all the logs by just by clicking on this view logs button, and you can see the live status of your robot execution. Isn't this wonderful?
yep, this That is good. Can I export this logs if required?
So you can export these logs also just by
Sharing it.
yeah, you can share it with the sharing mediums which you have in
Sounds good, Mr. That's really wonderful.
so
So yeah,
I'm going to stop sharing my mobile right now and I'm going to start sharing the screen again. So and you can see in both the cases when I executed, both the cases created a job trigger on my jobs panel. And similarly, not only you can just execute form from your orchestrator, but also you can do a lot of things with this orchestrator. You can schedule the process, you can schedule the process based on time, you can schedule the process based on the entry of a transaction in a queue. And also you can handle your queues, assets, and a lot of things when you jump deep dive into this orchestrator. And believe me, I can keep talking about orchestrator all day long. This is so deep and so interesting topic, which allows you very easy management of your robots, of the processes which you have created from UiPath Studio.
okay, that's a wonderful demo. Could you go back to the slide and just summarize it for everyone? Okay, so that people know what's the step that you need to follow. Okay, and how would you do that? So I think a good summary of what we have done today or showcase today would really help everyone.
Definitely. I hope everyone has understood the process which we have done to get connected with Sriva's process. So the first thing which we have done is we have created a machine. Then we have created a machine. We have copied machine name from Sriva's laptop, and we have got domain name. As to get domain name, where what Sriva followed is to go to command prompt and type who am I. Then we created a standard machine as Sriva is using the standard laptop, which is not going to change the name of the machine every time. And then we created a standard robot in which we created unattended robot, which follows the properties of both unattended and attended robot. Talk more about robots. Keep following our video series so that you'll get to know more about this. Now, once you create a standard robot, what we have done is we have created an environment to select the robots in a particular environment, and then we have copied the orchestrator URL machine from my orchestrator, and we have entered these details in the client's and we just click on connect. In UiPath Assistant, it automatically shows you connected as a license. Now, once you are connected, in order to publish a process from your studio to orchestrator, remember you have to follow the same process and get connected with your laptop with the studio type robot. Now, studio type robot doesn't need any authentication. It simply gets connected with a similar process and you can do it within 5 minutes. So you have to first of all get connected with the studio type robot. Publish your process to the orchestrator. Once you publish, check whether it is displayed in packages. Once it is displayed in packages, you can literally go ahead and create a process. And while creating a process, you have to select environment. Now you select environment for which you want to execute either your laptop or your client laptop which you have connected. Once you select environment, what you are going to do is just go to the jobs panel and say start a job. Now there are various ways in which we can trigger the process. We can utilize orchestrator API, we can utilize trigger from time, from queue, we can utilize robot execution, we can utilize scheduled execution, we can utilize a lot of things to execute this call, which we are going to see ahead. Now this is the entire summary, and also we have seen mobile orchestrator, which allows us to see all the real-time alerts, where you can actually turn on the alert of the robot orchestrator, and you can see all the alerts.
Okay, so I hope you have gone through this video and you have got a bit exposure on UiPath Orchestrator. At least now you understand that how the orchestrator work and why do we need orchestrator? Uh, because we have worked only on studios so far, and we have created all the workflows using studios. And but we have started with orchestrator, and orchestrator overview is one of the part of this training program. So without giving you the application of orchestrator, the overview was not helpful because already we have gone through the overview of orchestrator, where we have understood about the orchestrator components, the orchestrator features and capabilities. But that will not help until unless you don't realize that how these things works. All right. Now let's move on to the first topic of today that we were discussing. We have started discussing that topic, that is recorders, and today we are going to discuss about. I have quickly shared my screen, and in the screen, I'm taking this time a sequence of flowchart, anything I can take. So I'll name it recording, and I'll say create. Already I have opened and maximized a untitled or new notepad window, notepad file, and from UiPath Studio, I'll be clicking on desktop recorder. Once I click on desktop recorder, this window will appear, and this window has few options like save and exit, record, start application, click, type, copy, element, text, image. So we need not to go into all these things because all these things are available when we perform the automation, when we record the automation. So we'll quickly click on record. Once you click on record, in the tab or in the place where we need to type the text, you need to just perform a single click. And when you perform a single click, this window will happen. This window will appear, and in this window, you can type, "Hi, this is my first recording demo." After that, I'll just type current date and time is. After that, I'll use F5 key. All right. And these are two different fields which are checkboxes which are to be checked here. If you want this field, suppose if already some text is written here, and if you want to first of all clear that text, and if you want to type some text after that, you can click this empty field. All right. And type password means it will not display you the text which you have typed. It will type it in the form of password or in the form of stars. All right. So all these changes I have made, and now I'll press enter here. Because I have taken F5, it will give me current date, and current time. All right. Once I'm done with that, I'll click on file. Even I can perform some of the more actions from or for I can change the format of text. I can change the font style, but for now I'll just click here, file. It will ask me, do you want to use an anchor? No, I don't want to use the anchor. So I'll click here and I'll click no. Make sure you do that. And after that, you have to click on save as, because we haven't saved that file yet. So I'll click on save as. And once I click save as, this window will appear, and I will not click here and there. I'll directly click in the file name section. And very first thing I'll do here is empty field, because already .txt is written here. So I'll say empty field, and I'll say new file, and I'll press enter. So the new file name is new file. All right. And once it is done, I'll say save. And see, it is not getting selected, so I can press Alt F4. All right. So you can try both. Either you can directly click this cross button, all right, and press escape. Once you press escape, that same recording window will appear, and here you have to say save and exit. Once you click save and exit, all the recording things, all the options which you have selected, all the actions which you have performed will be listed here automatically. All right. So you have performed a click on this cross button. You have performed a click on save button. You have performed type into in this file name. You have performed click on this save as. So like this, all the options can be seen here. All right.
Ashish, one small doubt.
Yeah, please.
Is it only with the notepad, Or can I do it with Excel, Word like that also?
See, for Excel, we never ever do this kind of thing, because for Excel we have direct integration available, and we can write, or we can copy the text. We can write the text directly. We have
Yes.
Excel automation command. But but yes, we can do it with Word. We can do it with any other text editing application,
Okay.
right? So now but make sure that it will not highlight the options in the some of the options uh, in this panel where we have selected cross from. It will not highlight all the sections individually. And if it is not highlighting the individual section, then we have to go for alternatives. We have to use send hotkeys or some other alternatives like that. All right. Now what I'll do, I'll first of all open a notepad file, and I'll maximize it. Also, I'll delete that file which is created on the desktop, new file. All right. So once I have done this, again, I'll execute this workflow. This workflow will, and sorry, it has given me current date and time. Save with the file name which I have entered, and it has closed the workflow. All right. Now, one more thing if I want to do here is, if I want to ask user the text which I want to enter, then I can take a type into also. So here I'll take a type into, no, not sorry, type into, I'll take input dialog. I'll take input dialog so that I can take the input from the user. So I'll ask file name. Please enter the file name, and here I'll create a variable by pressing Ctrl K, and I'll name it v file name. Now what I'll do with this v file name, I'll remove this text from here, and I'll call that variable v file name. Now that file name which user will enter will be taken for this, for the consideration for typing the file name there. Another thing which I can do here is I can take enter text. Please enter the text you want to type. And here also I'll create a variable by pressing Ctrl K and v, and instead of this text which I have taken here, I can take v text. So now you need not to delete that file which is already open. What you can do, you can just open a notepad file. Even you can do this with the automation options. All right. And once it is opened, you can go to UiPath Studio and you can execute this. Once you will execute this, first of all, it will ask you the file name. So I'll name it demo1. Once you say demo1 and press enter the text you want to type. I want to type hello, and so once I execute this, hello, this is my first recording. It will go to save as. It will save with the same file name which I have entered, demo1, saved, and okay, the close has not worked here. It is quickly going to give me error on this particular block because this close click, this element is not found there. So instead of this button, what I can do, see, could not find the UI element. Instead of this close button, I can use an activity called, I'll just disable this and I'll use send hotkey.
Why did it not find? It would have been there in the notepad, right?
We have not recorded it properly. See, it has not recorded properly. That time also, I was sure that this will not work for every time, because if you can see the highlight highlighted space is not the correct one. All right, send hotkey will for sure it will work because give me a minute, give me a minute. So Alt and F4 will close that window, right? And so Alt F4 will be performed on this particular window. Now if I again execute it, I can enter this demo 2 and I can say only hello and okay, sorry, I haven't given it a new file, notepad file, demo 2, save, and then F4 will work. Maybe because of container it will not work. But rest of the flow, have you understood how we can record a particular task or particular sequence one by one?